Guys, so we have multiple breaking news coming out. We're gonna start with this one first. The White House officials says the National Guard troops will be on the ground tomorrow in Washington, D.C. Look out. We have some more breaking news coming out. D.C. Police Union Chairman said crime in D.C. is out of control. We're going to get to all this news here. We have more information coming out. Nearly 200,000 Americans warned to avoid travel as emergency declared. All right. So the other day, Americans were told not to drive. Now Americans are being warned to avoid travel as emergency declared. We're going to get to all this here, guys. A lot of stuff is happening in the year 2025. Look out. Millions issued urgent young one and pet warning across multiple states. We have a lot of information coming out. 2 earthquakes struck western North Carolina hours apart. And some stuff is going down right now when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Ukrainian drones hit Russia, taking 2 near Moscow. All right, we're going to get to all this news. We have a lot more, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. The White House official says that the National Guard troops will be on the ground August 13, 2025 in Washington, D.C. So let's see what's going on here, and then we're going to go with the 200,000 Americans being warned. Do not travel. All right, so emergency declared. So we're going to get to that, but let's read this one first. Multiple White House officials and news reports confirm that the National Guard troops are expected to be underground in Washington, D.C. starting August 13, 2025. Now, the U.S. Commander-in-Chief announced the deployment as part of an effort to crack down on crime and homelessness in the city, stating that the capital city had been overtaken by lawlessness and homeless. Now, the deployment will include approximately 800 members of District of Columbia National Guard initially. Now, the development of the National Guard to D.C. is being met with mixed reactions. While supporters claim it will help to restore order and safety, opponents argue that it's unnecessary given the fact that the lawless rates in the city have fallen in recent years. The deployment also has political implications. The District of Columbia Mayor Bowser has pushed back on U.S. Commander-in-Chief claims of unchecked lawlessness and has not requested the deployment. Additionally, the U.S. Commander-in-Chief moved to deploy the National Guard without the consent of local officials raises question about the scope of presidential power and the autonomy of the District of Columbia. All right. So information is coming out that the mayor tried to stop the Donald, but they couldn't. Because, again, Donald has every right. He is the commander-in-chief. He has every right to clean up the states if mayor or governor fails. Okay, give me a second here, guys. So this is what the D.C. Police Union chairman said. We completely agree with the U.S. commander-in-chief that crime in the District of Columbia is out of control and something needs to be done with it. Now, in 2020, the D.C. City Council passed an enormous amount of legislation that handcuffed officers, even when they do their job properly. We currently have 3,180 officers, so we have more than 800 vacancies for the position of police officer. It's very important that people know that there is underlying legislation that needs to be corrected so that we can actually properly staff this police department in order to properly police the city. All right. So it's not going to be August 12th. It's going to be tomorrow, August the 13th. That's when we're going to see a lot of videos, a lot of soldiers going to be out there in the street. But D.C. is not the only one. It seems like New York, Chicago, Oakland, Baltimore. I mean, you got multiple cities is on the list. So Donald said there's going to be a lot more to come. And the reason why it's happening, it's not because of Donald. It's because those that's running the region, the blue, they have failed. They have completely failed. All right, let's see what's going on with this one here. 200,000. That's a big number. Nearly 200,000 Americans on Monday remain under flood warnings in the aftermath of torrential rainfall that dropped more than a foot on Milwaukee and its environs, prompting officials to issue a state of emergency over the weekend and caution motorists against traveling. Now, the heavy rains in Wisconsin come as meteorologists have warned that the climate change has contributed to the prevalence of 100-year and 1,000-year floods across the sleeping giant in recent years. As the atmosphere warms, it gains the ability to hold more moisture, which in turn can fuel heavy rains when storms roll into the area. Once again, the floods in Wisconsin caused officials to cancel the last day of the Wisconsin State Fair on Sunday. Milwaukee County declared a state of emergency and cautioned residents against driving or walking through flooded areas. Now, give me a second here, guys. So once again, nearly 200,000 warned to avoid travel as emergency declared. So Americans are being told not to drive. These include the following rivers. You got Root River at Franklin, affecting Milwaukee County. Fox River lower at Waukesha, affecting the Waukesha County. Milwaukee River near Cedarburg, affecting Ozaukee County. And Cedar Creek at Cedarburg, affecting Ozaukee County. And Menominee River and Menominee Falls, affecting Waukesha County. Once again, I truly apologize if I'm saying the name wrong. It says here none of the rivers had reached major flood levels, though Fox River lower at Waukesha was experiencing moderate flooding. The others saw minor issues. Now, flooding is the second deadliest weather hazard in the U.S. behind extreme heat. Most flood passing occur in vehicles, prompting the National Weather Service officials to urge people against driving through flooded roadways. So they're urging people not to travel. 200,000 are being told not to travel. Don't drive. Again, if you do, your car is gonna get. That's it. That rain, it does cause a lot of flooding. Look at this part. You see the bottom one? Millions told to stay inside amid heat wave. So turn around. Don't drown when encountering flood roads. Once again, most flood now passing occur in vehicles. The National Weather Service Milwaukee said in one flood warning. Caution is urged when walking near riverbanks. Motorists should not attempt to drive around barricades or drive cars through flooded areas. Most of the rain has stopped, but National Weather Service meteorologist J.J. Wood told Newsweek there is a 40% to 50% chance for showers and storms overnight, Monday, and a 30% to 40% chance of additional rain Tuesday morning. Any storms that do move through the area, we are expecting them to move through at a fairly decent rate, he said. We are not expecting big flash flooding impact like we've seen over the weekend. So what people are saying. So Milwaukee County Executive David, in a news release, said flooding is still an active emergency situation across Milwaukee County, and we are expecting more rain today and into the evening. Our top priority is the life and safety of Milwaukee County residents. I strongly urge our residents to stay cautious, stay informed, and refrain from traveling. Check in on your neighbors and loved ones, especially older adults, and seek out emergency assistance if needed. I am thankful to our first responders, law enforcement partners, social services workers, and neighbors who are lending a helping hand during a challenging time. We will get through this together, Milwaukee. It's not looking good for Milwaukee, but again, that's what's going on. National Weather Service Milwaukee, in a flooding warning, said, be especially cautious at night when it is harder to recognize the dangers of flooding. So what's next? Well, some of the flood warnings are set to expire by early Wednesday afternoon, whereas others will remain in place until further notice, as it can take time for flooded river levels to recede. Wood said it will be dry for the next several days after Tuesday, which carries the chance of rain. All right, so that's very important news there. Nearly 200,000 warned to avoid travel as emergency declared. All right, so please, again, be safe out there. Give me a second here. We're going to go with the next one. I want to take you really quick to the National Hurricane Center. I haven't seen the updates yet, but look at this. We have a tropical storm, and it seems like it's going to be a hurricane. This thing, again, this one started forming today. So Erin, that's the name they have given. It's 45 miles per hour. But give me a second here. Now, it's not going to hit Florida. I don't think it's going to hit Florida. I think once it reaches, like, let's say Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, it's going to turn and it's going to go, like, up here, Bahamas and stuff. But it's not going to head towards this region. I don't think so, guys. But, again, it's a tropical storm. It's not a hurricane yet, but it's building up really, really quick. All right, I'm going to keep you updated on that storm, but yeah, we're not going to talk too much about that one. All right, so let's see with the next one. So here's some more updates about the National Guard. National Guard to deploy in D.C. tomorrow under Donald orders. National Guard troops will be on the ground in D.C. tomorrow following Donald orders, according to a White House official. The move is part of Donald's push to address crime once again in the Capitol. I missed this one here. DC lawlessness rate, fourth highest in America. So 2024 stats from the Rochester Institute of Technology show DC homicide rate at 27.3 per 100,000, beating Chicago, Atlanta, Compton, and Oakland. All those regions is run by the blue. Nearly 6 times New York City rate, almost 4 times Los Angeles rate, more than double Newark, and I used to live in Newark. Newark is brutal. I used to live in Newark back in 2005. Only 3 U.S. cities were deadlier last year. And that's the reason why Commander-in-Chief has activated the National Guards. Okay, so we might bring this one up too. The Earth continues to travel in birth pangs as it has been pummeled by disaster after disaster. And that's very true. We're going to go with this one here. It says here, so many disasters are happening so frequently that it is almost impossible to keep up with them all. Now, somehow, 2025 has become the year of the flood and the year of the fire simultaneously. That's true. You got fire and water going on here. 2025 is also the year of the largest earthquake that we have witnessed this decade. So you got fire, water, and earthquake. It's like the fifth element, right? You got fire, water, you got wind, you got earth, which is dirt, and you got air, which is like the breath. So we could see the fifth element here. The earthquake, the ground movements, again, the fire, the water, the wind, which could possibly be strong, monstrous hurricane. And yeah, I guess the Earth, hopefully it's not the flying object in stellar crashing towards our planet, interstellar, excuse me. So it says here, 2025 is also the year of the largest earthquake that we have witnessed this decade. The magnitude 8.8 earthquake that recently shook the Pacific Ring of Fire was quickly followed by hundreds of other very large earthquakes. Overall, there were 494 earthquakes of a last magnitude 5.0 within a recent 30-day period. Many were hoping that things would settle down during the month of August, but over the past few days, there have been many new disasters making headlines all over the globe. For example, unprecedented rainfall caused enormous flash floods to rip through the Wisconsin State Fair. Flash flooding slammed parts of Wisconsin on Saturday evening. We're going to skip Wisconsin because we did talk about that. So it seems like a lot of this is like the Midwest. So we're going to skip. We're basically going to skip this one here, guys. I have a huge feeling this is going to be like the Midwest stuff and Wisconsin. And we did talk about Wisconsin, and I did post a video today about Wisconsin. So we're going to skip that one there. This information just came out. That's why I clicked on it. But again, like I said, I do believe it's basically about Wisconsin. We're going to go with this one here. Did the true red heifer sacrifice already take place? Can't believe they still doing this stuff, man. This is Old Testament. We don't need that red cow. We don't need that red cow. We have Jesus. But again, these are those that don't believe that our Lord and Savior is the way. So they still go by the Old Testament. After the declaration that all of the red heifers were disqualified from being used for ceremonial purposes, many have started wondering if last month's event was the true red heifer sacrifice. It didn't feel like it. So, in a post on social media, post circulating online, you have, I'm going to skip his name, who brought the heifers from Texas to the Holy Land, wrote that this is the burning from July 1st. It was not on the Mount of Olives, and some JEWS leaders feel it does not pass all the requirements they support. But it was real in the first in 2,000 years. Disqualified. They probably found a piece of white hair. These red heifer has to be pure. I mean, we're talking about perfect. But again, it's just not there. It goes to tell you that Old Testament, it was basically under God. But the new gospel, again, under the new covenant, we have Jesus Christ. He also noted that many will continue to disagree with one another about how the ceremony should be performed in regards to oral Torah tradition, but that this sacrificial burning should be recognized as the first in over 2,000 years. He also says that there will be more sacrifices to come, and that others will not agree these are the right one. Many will continue to question and fight against the ceremony. I think the world needs to know the ceremony went perfect, with a perfect priest in a place outside of the camp. In the opinion of those I respect, we used a perfect red heifer. Now, with many pointing out that the ceremony should be performed on the Mount of Olives, Stenser later agreed that a sacrifice there will make perfect legal sense. So I fully agree that the ashes used to purify the priest for building the temple will be best obtained from the Mount of Olives ceremony, Stenson writes. Jesus was in the Mount of Olives. But again, this is where we are right now when it comes to this. Yeah, when it comes to this news here. But again, these red heifers, like I said, they are Old Testament stuff. Again, we are under a new covenant, and that's the gospel of Jesus Christ, the Lamb, Jesus, and what he did in that cross. Again, for us who wants to seek for righteous and walk with Jesus, the cross is the way. It's the door to heaven. But sadly, so many that call themselves believer of God, they still don't recognize Jesus being the Son of God. So they still hold on to the laws, which again, the law, you can't go by the law. I mean, there's so many laws. You break one, you break everything. And every second, people is breaking the laws. Again, we're talking about the Old Testament law. Every second, there's no one perfect that could hold the law. The only one that was perfect is Jesus Christ. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. I want to bring this up really quick. So we're gonna jump with the burning mountains. Ooh, okay, that doesn't look good. That smoke orange? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Popocatépetl. It took me a while to learn how to memorize that name. Okay, Popo this morning. All right, so Volcan, which is volcano, Popocatépetl, started erupting on August the 11th, 2025. So you got some burning mountains going on out there, guys. Not only Mexico, but Japan. You got Japan, Shinmoedake volcano erupts, sending ash nearly 2 miles above crater. Guys, there's been a lot of volcanoes erupting. This one here, I wouldn't say it's a monster volcano. This is a small one here, but it's showing. I mean, it's just erupting. All right. Now compared to this one here, this is a big one. This here, if it ever blows, we talking about kaboom stuff. It will take out 15 million in 10 seconds. Now, the Mexican gov said that there's no way preparing for this. There's no shelter. There's nothing. If this thing goes, it goes, and that's it. Everybody just gone, Pompeii style. They say this is a Yellowstone cousin. Yellowstone cousin. And once again, guys, we do have some. Not only the fire, the water, but also the wind. All right. So again, just pay attention. This is like very important stuff. You got strong fire going on, the wildfire. You got strong earthquake going on. You got strong waves of water flood going on. And now you have the winds. All right. These are 4 amazing biblical prophecy stuff that's going on. Wind, ground shake, water, and fire. All right. Amazing. Amazing. So wind, fire, water, and earthquake. That is amazing. It goes to tell you that all these events are happening. All these events. I know there's a 5th one. I know there's fire, there's water. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Um. Hmm. Okay, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking for some information here. So this a Fifth Element, and again, I don't know why it popped in my head, but it's a movie back in the '90s. You got fire, water, earth, and air. I really don't know what the earth means when it comes to the elements, but then earthquake is going on, so possibly that's the earth right there. Um, but we definitely seen some strong events. Pay attention to the wind, which is the hurricane. The wind, again, hurricanes, strong wind being formed in the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. So pay attention to all these events that the Bible speaks of. Okay, so we do have some breaking news here. Beginning Tuesday, August 12, roughly 800 soldiers with the District of Columbia National Guard will be activated and begin to deploy to streets throughout D.C. So August 12th, so that's today. That is today. It's not the 13th, it's the 12th. So they changed the date. So D.C., under the orders of the U.S. Commander-in-Chief and Secretary of Defense, according to orders from the office of the Commanding General of the D.C. National Guard, soldiers will act as rapid response elements to protect federal property and functions, as well as support federal and local law enforcement in D.C. The order states that the activation will last from 11 August 2025 till September 25th. Wow. With soldiers to be placed on Title 32 orders, meaning they will not be federalized and will be able to carry out certain law enforcement duties. Title 32 usually means the guardsmen will operate under the orders of their respective state gov. However, the U.S. Commander-in-Chief acts as the Commander-in-Chief of the District of the Columbia National Guard. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so I actually apologize. I had a very important call. I actually apologize. Okay, so August the 12th. That's the big date. That's basically today. Wow. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share this information here if you guys want to check it out. It's going to be in my Twitter page. The Twitter link would be in the description box. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second. There's a tornado warning. Tornado warning going on right now. Tornado warning near Mount Pleasant in Iowa. This storm has been tornado warned for well over an hour and may produce a tornado at any time. Seek shelter immediately. Once again, so this information is coming out. Everybody's sharing it right now. This is a big breaking news. Big breaking news. So Donald deployed 800. We already know that. So again, this is like the update. Defense Secretary Pete signed off on a 6-week deployment starting Tuesday, today. This mission, the mission, protect federal property and back up law enforcement through September the 25th. I don't know, guys. I just feel like there's a lot more to this. There's a possibility because of the biblical wars going on, and Donald is going to meet Putin in Alaska. It's going to be high alert, and you know, there's a possibility. Who knows? Maybe Donald is going to have the soldiers cuff the bear leader Putin. And again, we're just going to have to wait and see. But hopefully he doesn't do that. If he does, well, WW3. So again, I just feel like Donald is getting everything prepared. Making sure that you got military all over the place. I mean, there's been lawlessness happening in that region for a very long time. And it's kind of strange that he's doing this at the same time he's going to meet Putin. Again, it's just kind of strange. Title 32 orders mean that these troops answer to Donald directly, but can't make any cuffs. Think security detail, not police force. After years of chaos in the nation capital, someone's finally putting boots on the ground to keep order. Why? Well, because the blue don't know how to run anything. Alright, we're gonna skip this one here. I already showed it in the last screenshot. Give me 1 second here, guys. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I forgot to bring some of this information up. So this is happening right now. So you have Crane just sent a swarm of drones deep into the bear, taking 2 civilian and hospitalizing other in the Tula region, just south of Moscow. So the bear official claimed to have taken down 27 drones in 3 hours, with 11 of them over Tula. But for the first time in a while, the strike wasn't just a hit on some far off military facility. It left a cost right on the bear doorstep. I'm skipping certain names here. The drone war isn't just about factories and oil depots anymore. It's about civilian casual and bringing the biblical war home. With every downed drone, a new reminder that nowhere is truly safe. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in. Do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Thank you again for your support. These are the latest updates about the hurricane. I mean, look at this thing here. I mean, that's, like, again, a spaghetti model is just completely looking kind of weird. All right, so it's too early to predict where the storm is going to, but I don't think it's gonna hit Florida. I don't see that happening yet. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just looking for more information here. All right, let me take it to the USGS. It seems like it's a slow night now. But let me just show you some of these earthquakes. Ooh. Is that the New Madrid? So there's an earthquake close, but it's not in the New Madrid. All right, so it's Oklahoma. Man, Alaska. Alaska joining the party with Russia. Okay, not much going on except for Russia. I mean, again, they're going to be seeing that for possibly a few more weeks. Those aftershock. Alright guys, let me just continue refreshing the page and see if we have any more information here. But it seems like this is all of it for tonight. Yeah, it seems like, give me a second here. We have this news. So Crane sees heaviest fighting as Alaska summit draws close. So the Bear forces have launched a major offensive in the eastern Crane, triggering some of the most intense combat of the war along the Kramatorsk axis. A breakthrough near Dobrofilia has pushed the front about 10 miles past Cranian defensive lines. Both sides are rushing reinforcement with their air forces pound position around the T-05-15 highway. The escalation escalation comes just before possible peace talk in Alaska between Donald and Vladimir, putting diplomacy and battlefield momentum on a collision course. I don't know. Keep your eyes open. August 15. All right. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna cuff Vladimir, but my gut tells me something crazy could hit the fan. Hopefully they don't do that. If Vladimir gets cuffed, the world is gonna hate the Donald. They're gonna hate the Donald, and not only that, but the bear could start firing nuclear. I mean, firing nukes towards the sleeping giant. Yeah, that's when people need to start heading towards bunkers. You got the president of Mexico. She's coming out saying something. Mexican president says without the Mexican who live in a sleeping giant, the sleeping giant will not be what it is. We do not agree with the ICE and all that operation. Well, that's true. But here's the thing. Most of them, they bring a lot of stuff to this land. But there's a lot of them that are hardworking, and we've seen them. They work, they do those landscaping, they build houses, they replace roof. I mean, they work hard. You can see a lot of them, they do work hard. Many of them just want to be part of this country, and believe it or not, a lot of them, they truly love this country, believe it or not. But they do work hard. They do. It just those that make them look so bad. You got those, again, it's always like that. Every country has those lawlessness. You got good people out there, but sometimes you got the evilness in the bunch. Alright, so... Alright, guys. I think I'm going to end it here. I'm not seeing much anymore, but... if you can, please share the video. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Alright guys, I'm going to end it here. Check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the comments box. The Real GS News is doing great, but Grand Supreme News, the views, I mean, we lost like 80%. And ever since we started talking about Donald and DC, it just went, man. I just feel like the platform is putting a block to it. That's what it is. Many of you are not receiving our videos. Please follow us on Twitter. Again, if things happen, if the channel get impacted, the only way you guys can find me is Twitter and Rumble. Okay, so follow me. All the links will be in the description box. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, Luis Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.